This program is presented by QubicaAMF, making bowling amazing.
Who will be our Masters champion? This is round one of the QubicaAMF Masters stepladder here on the Bowling Promotion Tour. And today's match features the number 7 seed Peppi Konsteri versus number 8 seed Joe Crook, with the winner facing the number 6 seed handicaps. After that, the rest of our stepladder features Mike DeBoer, Elisa Hiltunen, Philip Manning, David Barak, and number 1 seed Kenny B.O. And we do see Peppi Konsteri here completing her practice. Konsteri will receive an 8-pin handicap by international rule since this is mixed competition, and we will add that in when calculating scores as the match progresses. Konsteri won the women's doubles title with fellow Finn Elisa Hiltunen and just got done capturing the youth stepladder, so that's 2 titles for Konsteri so far. Joe Crook and partner handicaps were runners-up in the men's doubles final, so Joe Crook seeking his first title of these Bowling Promotion Tour televised finals. So welcome back to our 2024-2025 Bowling Promotion Tour season, another series of 24 exciting matches for you, including doubles, team, women's, youth, and masters singles competition featuring bowlers from 8 different countries. This is our 15th match overall of 24. And all our competitors have bowled 18 games of qualifying at various locations around France, and we are here at Bowling Le Sphère in Fontaine, Comte, about 200 miles southwest of Paris, for our televised finals. As with our women's and men's doubles pairings and all of the other stepladders, the 18-game qualifying scores were used to determine seedings for our televised final. And there is the celebratory hug to kick off our match. There is our referee, and he's going to confer with our competitors and determine who is going to start on which lane. I believe it is Peppi Konsteri's choice, as she is the higher seed, and I believe she will have Joe Crook kick things off on the left lane. We are on the Brunswick Gateway Arch 42-foot 9.3 to 1 oil pattern. 26 mils of oil. We're on a fresh oil here for our Masters stepladder, and looking for some pretty high scores as this pattern makes the pocket fairly accessible, and these talented players certainly know how to take advantage of it to maximize their scores. We'll talk about Peppi Konsteri's performance in those 2 youth stepladder matches in a minute here, but first let's watch Joe Crook take this summit and kick things off on our left lane. That lane has typically hooked a little bit more, and we'll see how Crook plays it. Joe Crook, 33-year-old from England, and gets it down. The oil goes a little long for a 2-4-5 combination. A little bit frisky with that first shot, so let's see what he can do with the spare. Crook won the scratch doubles in London with partner Philip Manning, who we'll see later in this stepladder. And he did qualify 8th in our 18-game qualifiers with a 204 average. Now Crook taking plastic, going straight at the 245, does so and covers it perfectly. So good start there for Joe Crook. And now Peppi Konsteri. Boy, you talk about getting lined up during the course of a match. Konsteri, in her first youth stepladder, was against handicaps, did not strike for the first 5 frames, and then did nothing but strike for the back 7. So she ended up beating handicaps with the back 7, and then against David Barak in the final, she threw the back 6 strikes at him to win that title. So she is very good at getting lined up as the match goes along, and there is a week 10 to kick things off for Peppi. Peppi, of course, from Finland and a PWBA pro. Puts this ball out to the dry, turns up pretty nicely, deflects a little bit at the end, just a little bit late to the pocket for a pretty classic week 10. Konsteri averaging 199 over the course of the qualifying, but she does get the 8-pin handicap for that. Made her qualify seventh, and she was the second women high qualifier behind Elisa Hiltunen. And she's throwing that XL, and let's see how she does now in the left lane. And here she is covering that 10-pin. Look at that perfect balance, even on her spares. And that's something that everyone can take note of, and that your spare shots need balance and reach and execution just like your strike shots do. And now Konsteri on this left lane that typically has hooked a little more, as we've said. Gets it out, turns it up, gets the slap 10 that time, and that's going to give her the 8-pin advantage with her handicap. So we'll put her at 28 in the first, and with Joe Crook coming up for his second frame. Look at that 6-pin go to the sidewall, slap that 10 out. But you've seen a lot of variations on that 10-pin. Either the 6-pin slaps it out, or there's weak 10s, solid 10s on this 42-foot oil pattern. And here is Joe in the right lane. Look at those eyes. Good concentration. Turns the ball up, gets the strike, blows the rack. Good shot there by Crook. Joe Crook is a paramedic in England. He stays down, keeps his eyes low. Good stroke through the shot and gets the strike to match Konsteri. Unfortunately, he's down 8 by virtue of the handicap. Now, Crook came up light last time on this lane. There you can see our friend Bruno Bidone along with Marc Chavet. They're doing the French commentary for these matches. My name is Bruce Hall, and I'm your international commentator for these matches. And here is Crook. Got that one out to the right a little bit more, and it turns up and unfortunately leaves a 4-pin. So this is the classic definition of over-under, where we come up light for the first shot, move right a little bit. Ball picks up on the dry, and again, 9.3 to 1 oil pattern, so a lot more oil on the inside than the outside. Picks up those outside dry boards. The ball hooks up high in the pocket and leaves the 4-pin. And now Crook cross lane for the 4-pin, no problem. Leave him 40 in the second and down 8 pins. And very smart approach to spares, using his plastic ball for all of his spare attempts. Takes the pattern right out of play. Now Konsteri with that XL, fairly aggressive piece from Rotogrip. And another perfect shot, perfect line position. Ooh, there's a bucket on the right lane. That ball was out to the right, didn't quite make the corner. Wonder if she got that a bit fast. And she gets it out right over 12, 13, but it goes outside, does not catch enough of the dry, stands up and goes forward, as we say. When it got to the break point, it was supposed to slow down and go left, and instead it went forward and leaves all of the bucket. This is the 2, 4, 5, 8. And she will take her strike ball and go cross lane at the bucket. And hooking at it, and classic conversion there. So she retains her 8-pin lead by virtue of the handicap, and both players have gone spare, strike, spare in the early going here. Once again, round 1 of our Masters stepladder. The final match will feature Kenny B.O., who out-averaged everybody else in the qualifying by 10 pins a game. So looking forward to that match. Konsteri is a full-time PWBA player. She was the youngest woman ever to throw 300 in Finland. And let's see if she can strike here on this left lane like she did last time. And there's a perfect pocket strike there for Peppi. So it seems like Crook has the right lane, Peppi has the left. And let's see if they can keep that going here. Look at that, right out to the dry, turns up, absolutely perfect flush strike for Peppi Konsteri. Looking forward to the rest of this stepladder. I have some wonderful players here. Philip Manning and his partner came out with a front 9 in their match in winning. That was with David Barak. And there is a bucket there for Crook. That's a 2-5 he left. Variation on the bucket. Came up light once again. So 2 shots he's been light. And here we go. It was Kenny B.O. and David Barak starting with the front 9 and defeating Joe Crook and Arnois Ambiel to take that title. So Crook looking for a little bit of redemption here. And goes cross lane, covers the Sphère, and Crook in good shape. We'd like to thank QubicaAMF for their sponsorship of this Masters Series. We'd also like to thank our institutional partner, National Sport Agency, as well as the regions of Normandy, Brittany, and New Aquitaine, the departments of Calvados, La Manche, d'Ille-de-Valence, and Pays de la Loire and La Vienne, and also the cities of Rennes, Chateaubriand, and of course Fontaine-le-Comte, where we are today. There is Crook on the left lane now. He's come high, he's come light. What can he do now? And he comes light again for another 2-5 combination. And Crook, I think, just can't get the right break point off of that summit. It's either going long, or if he slows it down and gets it to the dry, it hooks early. So he's a little bit wary of overreaction on that ball. I wonder if another ball would give him the ability to blend out the pattern a little bit more. And he goes cross lane and does cover the 2-5 that time. And now his lead has his deficit has increased to 12 now. And if Konsteri can strike here, she can move that deficit up to 22. She has not struck on this lane. She's gone week 10 bucket. This is up to the pocket, gets the strike. Good shot there by Peppi Konsteri. Again, this is the first time we've seen her double before the 5th frame, so this could be an explosive game for Peppi. And watch this ball turn up just in the right spot to rip the rack, and we can see the 5-pin go over, take out the 4. And a nice strike there by Peppi Konsteri. Konsteri was the women's all events gold champion 2 years running at the European Youth Championship. And she was bowler of the year in 2022. So quite a resume in this young lady. Only age 21. How about another flush strike for Konsteri? Increases her lead to 32. And would suggest that Joe Crook find the range here quickly, or he's going to find himself on the wrong end of this match. And look at that out to the dry. That XL blends out the pattern a lot better than that Summit is doing for Crook. So let's see what happens here. Crook's going to stay with that Summit. And again, gets it out to the dry, turns it up. And there's a perfect shot there for Crook. And makes the adjustment there. Gets the strike. Now, what can he do on the left lane? Watch this. That's right over the 14 board. Turns up nicely, and good move there. Although maybe took advantage of the little bit tighter condition on that right lane. Let's see what happens here on the left lane. Very important that Crook strike here. He's down by 32 and can knock it down to 22 with a hit here. And here we go, out to the dry, turn it up. Yeah, get it. Oh, just a little high in the pocket. Again, he's either high or he's light. And he's had 2 bucket combinations and now a 4-pin and now a 9-pin coming high in the pocket. He just cannot dial in the right speed and angle on that left lane is just killing him. He almost gets the trip on the 9-pin, but that was a high hit. And now he'll come over and try to convert this 9-pin, no problem there, but still down by 32, and Hiltunen can extend her lead now and just about make this a runaway here. It's going to be her 7th frame. Crook maximum 226. Peppi already in the 220s if she just goes spare strike the rest of the way. Takes a breath, gets herself settled. And way out to the left. You're not going to see that one back, Peppi, I'm afraid. A little bit too far right. And there's the 2-8 combination. No harm, no foul if she converts the spare here. She'll retain her 30-pin lead. Yeah, it's dry out there. Not that dry. Maybe there's some, league shots that might have come back from, but again, sometimes it's hard to trust it out to the outside, let the ball do the work coming off the dry like that. And strokes through the shot, turns over, converts the 2-8. Very nice cover there. And Peppi in very good position here going in, once again pacing in the 220s with Crook maximizing at 226. And that's if he can figure out that crucial left lane. Crook's only got one more shot on that left lane. If he can figure out a way to strike on it, he could very well strike out here. Now, if Peppi can put a double together anywhere in the 8th, 9th, and 10th, it will be over. Let's see what she can do here. Gets down through it. Good shot. Comes up high. Trips the 4. And big shot there in the 8th frame for Konsteri. And again, look at that. Knee bend and strokes through that shot. Gets all the power down through that XL ball and give me the trip 4. Thank you very much. Stay tuned for Marc Chavet's interview after this match is over. And, oh my lord, right through the break point there. Crook got a little frisky with that one and leaves the washout. And this is big trouble for Joe. He did not give that ball a chance to recover at all out into the dry. I don't think that Summit has been friendly to him in this match. It has not been picking up if he gets it in the wet, and if he gets it out to the dry, it overreacts. Oh, he goes back up for the washout and almost converts, but does get 2, so that's going to be big trouble for Joe Crook now. Maximum 202. And Peppi would have to open twice now to go down to the 2-0s. So Peppi will just need one mark in the next 2 frames, and that's if Crook can strike out. So Peppi again will move on to face number 6 seed Arnois Ambiel if she were to win here. Here's Crook. Can he finally solve this left lane? And a weak 10. No thank you. Crook 0 for 5 on that right lane, on that left lane, and just his nemesis, and could not get the ball to shape up the right way. This time he gets it to the pocket, but it's a little bit light. He's had other shots in the pocket that have been high. He had 2 that came up light on that lane and leave variations on the bucket. So just no love at all on this left lane for Joe Crook. Does complete the spare. So a nice showing here by Crook. Qualifying 7th. Excuse me, qualifying 8th. And he will finish in that position. And now Konsteri really just taking a victory lap here. She only needs to be 192, and she'll do that in the 9th frame. And Peppi out and back. There's a ring 10. That's just okay. No problem there. Once again, thanks to QubicaAMF for their sponsorship of this Masters Series. Thanks to our friend Bruno Bidone for being our sponsor and executive producer of these matches. And our organizer, if you want to be part of this tour, you can just visit the bowling promotion website. They normally tour France late September, early October for the qualifying, and then we have the televised finals here in early October in Fontaine, Comte. And wouldn't it be exciting to be part of these matches? And conversion on the 10-pin will officially do it for Elise Iltun. And once again, stay tuned for Marc Chavet's interview with these competitors. And Peppi staying with that XL. What can she do on the left lane there? And rips the rack. Great shot. So now she's in the 2 teens scratch and 2 20s with her handicap.
Girl.
And let's see how she finishes off here. Joe Crook just really could never put any strikes together here. Only 2 strikes for the match, unfortunately, both on the right lane. Then he had that disastrous washout in the 8th. And another nice looking shot there. How about split the rack? That'll be 2 20s scratch for Peppi and 2 30s with her handicap now. Look at her get down and stroke through that ball. Man, just beautiful form. And every shot a carbon copy of the one before it. So clearly you can see the polish here on the young 21-year-old Peppi Konsteri. And out, let's finish it off, and does. Great finish there. So very, very nice game there for Peppi Konsteri, winning in convincing fashion this first match of our QubicaAMF Masters stepladder. And no problem there, stringing the strikes, bringing it in the end. So 228 scratch, 236 with handicap for Peppi. Once again, she doesn't need her handicap to win the match. That's 3 matches in a row. And Joe Crook now out the window to the right. Leaves the 1-2-4. Yeah, I think that summit is not doing him any favors. I think he's fighting it, trying to get it to hook, and then when he does move to get it to hook, it overreacts. So once again, sometimes equipment can make you a better or worse bowler. It's funny how it works. The better your reaction, the better shots you make. They really do go together. And unfortunately, no cover there for Crook. We'll leave him in the 160s. So good match all in all, closer than it looked. Certainly Joe Crook was still in this match, even with a few frames to go. But it was Peppi Konsteri in a dominant win. And we'll see some stats here, and then we'll have our interview with Marc Chavet and our competitors. So 168 for Crook, 228 scratch for Konsteri. Does not need her handicap here. And let's see if we can see some stats. And once again, Crook with just the 2 strikes on the right lane. Konsteri 8 strikes. 6 spares for Crook and 4 for Konsteri, and a wonderful 228 scratch, 236 performance by Konsteri. We'll see you back here on the same channel for round 2 of our QubicaAMF Masters stepladder. And here's the interview with Marc Chavet.
The post-match interview here with Joe Crook. Indeed, Joe, this was an interesting matchup, emotionally speaking, for yourself. It felt like you were trying to find that rhythm, trying to deliver the goods, but just unable to find it today.
Yeah, absolutely. On lane 5, I thought, yes, I've got it. I've put some real nice shots down. I thought we were a little bit unlucky with the 4-pin, then again, the 9-pin on that lane. Lane 6, just trying to force something that didn't work. I really had to slow my ball reaction down, my ball motion down. The more I tried to do it, the more I forced it, and I just couldn't get strikes. But I spared everything that I could do, and I had to make Peppi work for it, in which she did.
And when you're playing up against a friend, someone you know very well like this, how different is it in terms of the mindset what you bring to the lanes?
Oh, it's very difficult. Like before, we're having breakfast, we're having drinks together, and it's like, yeah, it's going to be a tough day and emotional for Peppi and myself, and obviously our friends watching. It's phenomenally hard to do. However, once the lights go up on the lane, the pins come down, practice is over, it's game on. We're both professional. We're there to win at the end of the day. And this case, Peppi was phenomenal, and she was the better bowler, and she hopes she goes on to win.
Thank you so much, Joe, for the insight. Indeed, we're going to welcome Peppi Konsteri as well for the post-match reaction. Peppi getting the win against her friend Joe Crook out there. Matchup number 1. There are many more matches that lie ahead here. And indeed, this was a tremendous demonstration here. Again, Peppi, just like in the previous encounters in the youth category, the under-23 tournament as well, able to just find that rhythm, just nail those strikes on throughout.
Yeah, I mean, I found the rhythm more from the beginning this time. And I just kept on doing what I can.
Doing what you can. And just a quick word perhaps about what it represents to bowl up against a friend. It's a different mindset. It's a different game plan. So Joe was very courteous in saying, yeah, we're all professionals. We're all here to win. But sometimes when you add a little bit something extra into the hat, it produces a different chemical reaction out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's never fun to play against a friend, and especially when only one advances. I mean, someone has to win, but we talked with Joey before, like, we don't want to play the match. Could we just flip a coin or something? So it's definitely puts some kind of a pressure, but at the same time, it's more of a chill match, I would say, than against, like, your biggest rival or something.